The fourth edict already burns for blood. Your affliction upon her will soon appear. For another soul must bring.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As promised, I'm back with one final video in this league. This is the second part of the previous video, where I showcased the Blood Mage character. In this video, we will mainly focus on passive skill points, since there have been a few changes to the build. These adjustments are aimed at maximizing the character's overall damage output. I've also brought a fresh, updated bossing setup, which nearly doubles the damage compared to the mapping setup. However, it does require some reconfiguration and of course a few divine orbs to make it happen. I've experimented quite a bit with the Heroic Tragedy Jewel, mainly to further increase damage. However, it's quite unpredictable and would require a lot of divines to keep testing until I get the right amount of seeds and the right nodes. A few words about the Heroic Tragedy Jewel. As you can see, it randomly transforms notable nodes based on the number of seeds. Sometimes it gives us something useful, but not every type of node fits every build. It also depends on which jewel socket you place the Heroic Tragedy in. Some sockets offer access to many nodes, while others are better combined with the From Nothing diamond. Here's a list of possible nodes, and you will find the link to the website in the description. For this character, lightning and elemental damage nodes would be ideal, but as I mentioned, it depends on the seed amount. I stopped experimenting and realized I could achieve more higher damage using emerald or sapphire instead. In the previous video, the lightning spear dealt 74,000 damage, which worked well for the character. Now, thanks to the changes, it's at 192,000, almost triples the DPS. Of course, this required a few sacrifices. For example, I completely eliminated the passive points that allow for faster dealing of damaging ailments. The biggest impact came from replacing the ring with a much more expensive one that provides flat lightning, physical and cold damage, which is critical for the DPS. I also changed the runes in the body armor, allowing incoming damage to be taken from mana instead of life. In the helmet, I replaced the socketed item with one that increases damage by 5% against cursed enemies. The gloves are new, and it's worth mentioning that I'm now using an amulet that gives a significant amount of spirits, allowing me to use blasphemy alongside other spirit-consuming abilities. I removed skills that apply marks to enemies like Voltaic Mark or Bloodhound's Mark, since with this level of damage they felt unnecessary. I still swap between Combat Frenzy and Berserk depending on whether I'm mapping or bossing. There were some changes to the skill point allocation as well, which you can check out in the linked maxroll planner. Don't forget, there are separate setups for bossing and mapping in both the skills and the gear section. Anyway, I started the video by saying that the skill point exchange was the biggest modification, so I will quickly go over a few things before diving into the bossing setup. Previously, I considered it important to maximize the critical damage bonus I dealt, since there is a 100% chance of landing a critical hit. Of course, it's still beneficial to have this bonus as high as possible, but general attack damage and damage with spears contribute much more to abilities like Lightning Spear or Rake, and especially to Bloodhound. Now, if I refound these nodes, let's see how much damage drops across different skills. Well, I think it's quite significant. Let's look at the new bossing setup that wasn't included in the previous video. If you are farming Breach Boss, King in the Mist, Trial Master or Roth from Expedition, the current body armor, the coming Calamity, works totally fine. For tougher enemies, like the Arbiter, I use the following helmet and body armor. The helmet is the crown of ice. Its most valuable trait is that any DPS increase or decrease applied to the spells also applies to the attacks. Of course, this only matters if you have something that boosts up spell damage, and that's where the Tabula Rasa body armor comes in. Its only trait is that it allows 6 jewels. If selected properly for the build, these can boost spell damage, critical damage, lightning damage, and more significantly increasing the character's DPS. Don't forget to remove the support gems from the Herald skills when you unequip the Calamity. With the jewels I currently have, the DPS increased, well, this much. Ultimately, it all depends on what jewels you can get your hands on. As I mentioned, I only use this for the Arbiter, but I don't apply these changes for the other Pinnacle bosses, only swap Berserk for Combat Frenzy. While clearing maps or fighting map bosses, and even against Citadel bosses, I don't change anything because the available DPS is more than sufficient. One other thing I've changed in the spell used in Blasphemy skill. Conductivity isn't needed since, thanks to the Calamity body armor, enemies don't have elemental resistances, so I use Enfeeble instead. The new league is coming at the end of August, so if you're interested, give this build a try. Even the much cheaper version performs really well. If you have seen this video, but not the first one, make sure to watch that as well, because I explained most of the details there, why I use certain things and how those work. Thanks for being here and for watching the video. Wishing everyone a great summer, and if not sooner, I'll definitely be back with videos at the start of the new league. See you soon. Take care.